You know, they're selling you all wolf tickets, people. You're eating them right up.
Hey, pussy, are you still there?
I back. Trust me, I back.
But I'm not impressed by your performance.
You'll do nothing. You'll do nothing. Shut your fucking mouth, you'll do nothing. You'll do fucking nothing. Not one of you will do nothing.
I'll tell you what, bro. You know, I was out there, I was fighting all the hitters, bro. You ain't fought no hitters.
Come on, guys. It's normal.
I'm not saying I would fight you. I would kill you.
John, do you think John, do you think I'm just gonna sit there and let you kill me, John? I mean, really?
No, don't be scared, homie.
I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he wants.
I'm gonna beat you into the living death. I mean, maybe that's your job, but where I come from, you know, people like that get slapped.
That's fucking illegal.
Nick Diaz, you just shook up the world. How's that feel?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, this is a simulated death match. And you haven't simulated anybody's death yet.
I said it last year. We're not here just to take part. We're here to take over.
What is the game plan going in against him?
The game plan is you go in there, hit him with some good shit, don't get hit, and come home with a pocket full of cash.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Everybody's on steroids. The whole UFC, everybody.
I'm gonna go home tonight. I'm gonna drink a Coors Light. That's a Coors Light because Bud Light won't pay me nothing.
Do you want to be a fighter? That is my question.
Any of you radio personalities think you want smoke? Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yes. What is up? MCR family, another daily edition of Mixed Combat Radio, live on YouTube, obviously podcast form, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, etc. All that stuff. Hit the like button of the show, subscribe, leave a review on iTunes. I am Matt, the hipster hunter. We're here today, obviously, to talk about Mayweather. Mayweather. Just unfortunate. We are here where it's 2018, almost 2019, and we're still in a world where Mayweather dominates all of the combat sports news cycle. Him getting alleged $88 million or 10 billion yen by way of Sakakibara and Tokyo Sport. Definitely going to be something we delve into, obviously, and discuss. Plus a litany of other news and topics. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler in negotiations not completely confirmed for UFC 233 next year. Plus Paige VanZant versus Rachael Ostovich. Tons of fights, tons of matchups to talk about. Obviously, hit the like button, share the show, all that stuff I said. Call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. If you are international, email me, mixedcombatradio@gmail.com to get a free international permanent call-in link. Shout out to Fat Apples, Elias, Jonathan, and 13 Rounds of Boxing in the chat here early. Salute to you guys. Elias saying only 88 million. Let's get to it, obviously. That's what the show topic is. Mayweather is still the dominant person in the news cycle. Let me show you the article where it's at, Tokyo Sport. You do have to translate it, so some things don't come across completely, to be honest, due to the translation. Some of these quotes, I wish I can really get into. I'm going to try to find someone that can speak some Japanese, perhaps, because then I would be able to really, figure out how it is some of these quotes sort of come off, because again, some of the translations just don't make sense at all. However, right here it says, according to some stakeholders, Mayweather is aiming to get 10 billion yen by adding broadcasting profits, such as pay-per-view broadcasts throughout the world there. So anyways, that is the specific line. Let me highlight it for you guys right here. Right there. So 10 billion yen, transferred to US dollars, is $88 million, a little bit over 88 million, $88.1 million. And look, for a 3-round, 3-minute exhibition fight, 88 million is great. Even if you're Mayweather, to put it in perspective, just in terms of actual athletic guaranteed money you're getting, right? LeBron James is making $38 million, I think, this year, and making like 39 next year and 42 the next, right? Mayweather in a 3-round exhibition fight in Japan, fighting a 120-pounder when he's a 147-pounder that cuts weight to that weight class, obviously, is making $88 million for that. Like, Mayweather figured out the system somehow. That is for sure. And obviously, I delved way more into maybe how they could get some of that money, maybe through some nefarious reasons on yesterday's show. Go check out that one if you haven't. Elias asking, is he having money problems? You know, I've heard other media members talk about it. Not necessarily say that he has it or like infer that, but just debate it. Like and I don't know if that inclines me to believe that there may be some truth to it, or just it just so happens there's indirect correlation with the fact that we all in the media are talking about, hey, does Floyd having money trouble? We don't know. There's really nothing to point to it at this point, in my opinion. However, we know that he has an extreme lifestyle, even though he is the highest paid athlete in the world. So it's one of those situations here where that's always going to be a factor, or at least a theory, Elias. I don't know if there's any validity to it, because I've not seen any validity to it. It could just be, hey, if you're Mayweather, why wouldn't you want to make $88 million for a 3-round fight? Let's be honest. Wouldn't we all do that? So I think that's probably more of the reason. You know, why not make this, bag of cash while you're waiting for the Pacquiao fight? Because that's obviously what it is. You're just getting a bag while waiting for the bigger bag. I don't really fault that Mayweather for that at all, but it definitely seems to be just news. Like, again, this is Mayweather. It's always going to be news. Always going to be in the news cycle. Fern saying he's not hyped for it at all. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Like, look, like, this isn't supposed to be a fight that we care about. Like, let's get this very clear here. This fight is not meant for the U.S. market at all. He's making $88 million guaranteed from the Japanese market. That is what this fight's about in some way, shape, or form. And maybe there's a long-term strategy to it, or maybe he just realizes, hey, I can collect a bag over here and leave, and get out of town and rob them blind. I don't know what the real thought process here is for Mayweather, other than I'm making $88 million for an exhibition fight. That has to be in record. That has to be a record in and of itself, right? Like when Shane Mosley fought his exhibition against Shaq, there's no way he made $88 million, right? Like there's just no way at all. So at the very least, we have to say salute to Mayweather. We do. Like, he's able to, get $88 million for a freaking exhibition match. But anyways, that's really all I have to say about that topic. Call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. Or leave a comment below, obviously, with your opinion about that information. Moving on to another topic of the day. And actually, today's probably going to be a quick show. I don't think Cam's coming on. If we have no callers, it's going to be a quick one. Just sort of a slow news cycle day, but it doesn't matter. I'm always here. Always. Sean Nam, a boxing writer, said sources, serious talks to have Claressa Shields on the final HBO card on December 8th, which will also likely feature Cecilia Brækhus and Roman Gonzalez. A big sticking point per source is finding a suitable opponent for Shields. Shields also fights on the DAZN card November 17th. So this is interesting because I can't think of a quick turnaround like this for a high-level boxer in some time. We're talking about a 3-week turnaround from a fight that's planned. In the UFC, we may see that obviously with like injury replacements, like we just saw it basically with Daniel Cormier versus Derek Lewis. But in boxing, that never happens at the highest level. Santiago saying just finished voting now for MCR. That's right, it's voting day. Go do your patriotic duty and go vote. Doesn't matter who you vote for what you vote for. Just go vote. Go participate in the republic we have. But digressing from that, I have to say, I mean, Shields is man, beasting it right now. Honestly, like to do a 2-fight turnaround in 3 weeks, to go from DAZN, HBO, and then back to Showtime for Christina Hammer probably in the first quarter next year. I can't blame her. Like, she's getting probably another good check from HBO. I think being featured alongside Celia Barakis, who's really been, for the hardcores, a long mainstay for women's boxing. I think that would be nice. It'd be a little bit of a hardcore show in a way, and I like that. That's okay. Fat Apple saying, why would you want to salute anyone unless you're in the army or in its royalty or president? Fat Apples, you're getting way too butthurt about a fucking term, that slang that is just used. Like Santiago, I salute him for voting. It's just a term. Damn.
Don't be mad on me.
It's okay, Fat Apples. Like, everyone's upset about Mayweather making money. Like, it's okay. He's not making money from you. Like, if you don't watch it, if you don't pay for it, that $88 million isn't coming from your check. It isn't coming from your fucking wallet, your bank. That's not coming from you. It's okay, Fat Apples. It's okay, people out there. Like, Mayweather making money is not the end of the world. It just isn't. In the very long term, like, and let's be honest here, if we really want to talk about things that affect boxing on a serious level, Mayweather versus Tenshin isn't even on the list. It just isn't. We were about to have WADA literally crumble in front of us. The highest level of PD regulation is in utter turmoil right now. That is a major, major news story that no one's talking about. Okay? That has way more significance and should get you way more upset, Fat Apples and others, than Mayweather making $88 million. Like, that's why I say salute to Mayweather, because he can make $88 million for fighting exhibition. If any of us could do that, we would. We would. Why wouldn't we? It's crazy. Call in 323-870-4051. Press 1 to get in the queue. And again, salute to Claressa Shields as well for being a boss and fighting back-to-back in the span of a month. And also just going to, like, every network in the book. I like that. Shields sort of like flexing that free agent status in a way in terms of network free agent. I'm interested in that. Long term, like Shields in terms of what network she sort of like lands at will be interesting to look at. I think she is a face of women's boxing right now in the U.S. She may not be the person to lead it to pay-per-view level or, mainstream level, but she's definitely the face of it right now. Gotta support that. Moving over to our MMA news of the day. Brett Okamoto. Shout out to Brett Okamoto. He's been around forever, man, and no one gives him his credit, I feel like, but shout out to Brett. Saying breaking, Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler targeted for UFC 233, January 26 in Anaheim, California, per Dana White. Contracts are not signed yet from what I'm told, but UFC is working on getting it finalized. Story up soon on ESPN. I love this fight. I'll be completely honest. Both guys have not fought all of this year. Robbie Lawler due to torn ACL and the Rafael dos Anjos loss. Ben Askren due to his retirement, air quotes, because obviously he's back. I think Robbie Lawler in his sort of like prime, like in the renaissance of his career when he was a UFC champion, I think he would just demolish Ben Askren. But we're not in that day, so that's interesting to me. And plus, how good is Ben Askren? To just put in comparison, read off the record of both men, respectively, just so you get an idea of the competition level between them. Okay? In the last couple years, Robbie Lawler fought Rafael dos Anjos, lost. Fought Don Cerrone, beat him. Fought Tyron Woodley, lost. Carlos Condit, beat him. Roy McDonald beat him. Johnny Hendricks beat him. Matt Brown beat him. Jake Ellenberger beat him. Over to Ben Askren. Shin Aoki beat him. Zebasad Kadistam beat him. Aljalan Thani. Nikolay Alekishkin. Luis Santos. Nobitsu Suzuki. Batyar Abasov. And then all the way Andrei Korshkov. That is the comparison. I have to go all the way back to 2013 to get a fringe top 10, top 15 welterweight for Ben Askren. While Robbie Lawler has been fighting nothing but killers forever. And yes, he may be on the downhill slide of his career, obviously. But Ben Askren also, I think, really doesn't have the sort of combination of grappling and striking ability and power that guys like Tyron Woodley and Rafael dos Anjos have. He definitely has like the grappling ability of Woodley and RDA, but he doesn't have that striking ability, that brutal power that both those guys possess. Robbie Lawler should be in a fight where he relatively won't get hurt. He would have to just defend a lot of takedowns and work his counter boxing game, and that's a fight I'm highly interested in. I know I saw some out there kind of hating on it, saying like it's a fight that they weren't interested in. It's a fight I'm highly interested in. Because I don't want to necessarily see Ben Askren come out here and fight Colby Covington or Woodley or any of these guys, especially Darren Till coming off a loss. I remember talking about that with Cam on the last show. I don't want to see those fights. I want to see a Robbie Lawler, a fight that like really will show me where he's at while also not taking up a legit contender that is already doing something. Like Usman should be doing more. Colby Covington should be doing more. Like they don't need to be fighting Askren right now. Askren hasn't fought anywhere near the level of guys that we're talking about. He just hasn't. Let's be completely honest about the situation here. Moving on that UFC 233 card as well. James Vick versus Paul Felder is announced. Islam Makhachev versus Francisco Trinaldo also added to that card. Oh, man. Thank you, MMA gods. Like I know we just got Mayweather versus Tenshin, but you gave us some good shit right there. Some more news. Paige VanZant versus Rachael Ostovich is finally official. I remember reporting on this way back maybe a few months ago for that ESPN Plus card in Brooklyn. Salute to them. Think it's going to be an interesting fight. Obviously, the casuals are going to love it for obvious reason. Both women are quite attractive. Moving on. I would say, few free agents out there in MMA that really has some sort of casual awareness. Sage Northcutt on his way to Singapore and tagged one championship, Demetrius Johnson, Eddie Alvarez. UFC, what are you doing? You about to let the Backstreet Boy go? Like this is Dana White's like wet dream here, man. Like I can't believe this is happening. I thought like people like Sage Northcutt, Paige VanZant, Ronda Rousey in a way, like those people I never thought would ever leave the UFC's umbrella. But Sage Northcutt potentially going to one championship. That is quite shocking. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the show. It's just a quick one today. Be back tomorrow for a later time, probably around 6 p.m. Eastern instead of the regular 5 p.m. Eastern, so maybe an hour later than the usual time that you guys are used to. Sorry about that, but tomorrow, preview show. So Alexander Usyk, Tony Bellew, and everything happening this weekend will be previewed, breakdowns, analysis, all that stuff tomorrow. Make sure you call into that one and have a great day. Remember, go vote, go participate. Peace.